So thank you so much, Monica. My name is Marcus Shaw. I run Co.Lab. Co.Lab is our entrepreneurship and venture development organization. So our mission is to help entrepreneurs increase the capability and viability of their businesses here by exposing them to expertise, resources, and community. Our values are really rooted in a maker mentality, diversity, inclusion, and belonging. So we believe that people will operate at a higher level as an entrepreneur if they feel a sense of belonging. And that's really rooted in selfless ecosystem building. And so that is where we really tie into this placemaking concept, and that we believe a physical space that allows people to have their highest sense of belonging, allow them to express their maker mentality and innovation in entrepreneurial ways, which are focused on increasing customers, increasing capital, increasing capacity, will better position the city for economic development. We work on this belief that there's innovation, there's entrepreneurship, and there's economic development, and how we can help people move along that continuum will make Chattanooga a better place. We work in several different ways with high growth companies through our accelerator programs, and also with local mom and pop. I'm sure some of you have had coffee over at Goodman's or had a drink over at Flying Squirrel. Those are local companies that are here in Chattanooga that do extremely well, but have come through our Co-Starters program. And so we have this twin dynamic of, folks from Dayton and from Indianapolis, where your cities are like ours, are kind of in that mid-tier, second-tier city. And we don't really have the ability to separate entrepreneurship into people that are raising, hundreds of millions of dollars and people that, just need $50,000 to open a storefront. For a city like Chattanooga, it's incredibly important that we attack both of those issues with the same dynamic. And we have an entrepreneurial philosophy that's rooted in building, managing, and selling. Your toolkits around that are confidence, knowledge, and relationships. Again, your objectives, whether you're raising $20 million or raising $50,000 or even $10,000, is increase your customers, your capital, and your capacity. We are also, like the Enterprise Center, located in the Innovation Center. There's an incredible story about that, and it's been covered pretty well by Brookings and folks here. Most recently, we were covered as part of the Rise of the Rest. Steve Case and Revolution talked about that in the Innovation Center. An incredible testimony of what can happen when you envision a space that once belonged to TVA. For folks, that Tennessee Valley Authority is the country's largest government-owned wholesale power producer. It used to be where they did their audit and their drug testing, right? And so a few years ago, I guess now 5 years ago, TVA actually decided to let the city conduct an RFP process. The process was done for what was a fairly inexpensive amount of money. The building was bought with the intention of creating an innovation center right downtown. It's in the heart of the Innovation District. It's right across from Patent Towers. The guy that was running Geoff's organization, the Enterprise Center, Ken Hayes, is a great buddy and was a big part of understanding how you can re-envision real estate and what that can do for the city. That building, people didn't believe you could get it occupied. Within a year, it was 100% occupied with a backlog. We occupy the first floor. The Enterprise Center upstairs on the 5th floor not only occupies part of that, but also operates the community space, which has hundreds of events and tens of thousands of people kind of coming through that building each year. As part of Startup Week, which is at the end of this month, that's kind of the headquarters for Startup Week. So, when you think of entrepreneurship, this is incredibly important for a city like Chattanooga and really, mid-sized and emerging cities all over the world.
You're collaborating Startup Week with the library.
Yeah. Town is on the free open makers, the city by the chamber, by other organizations that are doing podcasts. They actually rent out the studio, and they don't rent it out. There's no cost, right? All you have to do is reserve it. It is absolutely phenomenal space. Laser cutting, 3D printing. Brie can talk about some of the work that she's done just around screen printing and prototyping. So there are incredible resources over there at the library. We actually are hosting, we're calling it our Maker Day, but we had Maker Fair here. We've been the organization that's been running Maker Faire here in Chattanooga for the past 5 years, I'm sorry. Last year, we decided to collaborate with the library, and it was absolutely phenomenal because the library already has some built-in traffic. It's there on Saturdays, but bringing the Maker Faire to that place not only activated the people that were normally there on Saturdays, but brought a couple of thousand other people that are normally, you know, at kids' soccer games or sleeping in late or brunching or do whatever cool people do, right? But it brought them to this space, and I can tell you that for my family, I've got a 10-year-old and a 14-year-old. The Maker Faire is kind of the most awesome day in Chattanooga from a family perspective because there's something for everybody. I mean, literally from, you know, kids all the way up through senior citizens. It really shows what happens when you partner, right? Trying to do it by yourself is one thing, but when you partner with an organization that's already put some intentionality around placemaking in space, it really creates an even more powerful experience. So that's something that's been fun for us. And again, it's not, you know, we're not here just to build businesses. Our core philosophy and our core value starts with you got to have a maker mentality. So whether you're making a better lemonade or whether you're making, you know, some whiz bang semiconductor, right? You've got to have this intellectual curiosity that makes you want to do stuff. And if you have a place that allows you to think about that in a really creative way and nurtures that environment, we think that that's special.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for that.